Okay, this is a short video on how to create a product on the website and to use the release information from Discogs without creating a listing at Discogs for the product. So create a new simple product. Put in a dummy product name, SKU. You can use the SKU from the item you're going to create. So for instance, we'll use a test product here and we'll use the catalogue number as the SKU. Okay, put in a price. Weight and the quantity. Also add the categories if you want to at this stage. Actually, I think that will get populated when we pull the data in, so let's leave that for the moment. The URL key. That may not go through. This has to be unique. The SKU has to be unique. But that should be enough to create the product now. So I'll save that. Okay. Yeah, so this is telling us that there's already a product with a URL key called test. So let's use the catalogue number. And that will be unique. Okay, so let's try again. So we need to go down and actually manually set this. So search engine optimization section and URL key. Just need to make sure that that's a unique value. So that's created it. You just need to make sure that the SKU and the URL key that is going to be added. This is for the address in the URL at the top there for the product. That needs to be unique for the product to be created. So now we've got our product created, we can now import the Discogs data, and to do that we need the release ID. So we go down to the section for the Discogs release. This is where all the release data comes in, and we need to fill in the release ID here. So we can go over to Discogs and we can get that from the URL of the product. This number here, that's the release. You'll notice that if you can just look for the product by that individual release and it will pop in the rest of the URL automatically at Discogs. But this number here, that's the release ID. You can also get that from the actual release. This is the release page. If you're looking at a specific listing, then you've got the release ID there. So this has got a different release page. So you want to make sure that you're going into the listing page rather than the overall release page. So let's get that one there. We'll use this one. So we'll copy that, take it back over to the website and put it into the release ID field. Save that. Now we've got the ID number that connects the data at Discogs to the product. And we can use the button at the top here to import the Discogs data. Click on that. This is just a notice to say that it's going to overwrite any information that you've put in there already. If you don't want it to overwrite the information, so you've added your own information in there and perhaps you just want the images from Discogs, then you've got a couple of buttons down the bottom here. You can lock the release data, and this one will lock the images. So if you just want the release data and you put your own images in, you can lock your images there, and then it won't touch your images. Otherwise, with all of those set to no, it's going to overwrite anything that you've put into the product already. So at this stage, we'll import the Discogs data, click OK. So you get a message saying that the input Discogs data has been imported. That's completed. Now as you scroll down, okay, it's put it into the relevant categories. It's a file. Okay, and if you go down to the Discogs release section, then I see that's all populated with all of the information that you need in there. And alongside that, in the images, you've also got the images in there. So if you want to edit any of this information in here and then keep your own, then you can use this lock images or lock release here to do that. And now just to take a look at what it looks at like on the front end of the website, you've got a product view button here. And you can see that this is going to load the product on the front end. Okay, and there's the information. And that's it. If you've got any questions, feel free to fire them over. But otherwise, that is how you use Discogs with your own product on the D2mpro website.